Nathan, 30th of November, a new chapter starts in your career at cruiserweight. Can you tell us a little bit about the move?
Yeah, chapter 2, mate. I'm looking forward to an exciting challenge now. Uh, Up to a new weight division. Start from basics again, the Commonwealth title, and let's work our way up towards that world title. But the move has come. I felt it was inevitable. I was going to move up a weight. The last 4 fights at light heavyweight, I knew something was lacking, and that fire was lacking. What I had when I was a fresh light heavyweight, the snap in my punches. So I got to bring that back, and I feel cruiserweight's the place where I can do it.
How much were you struggling to make the weight?
Wasn't an issue of actually making the weight on the scales. That was okay, but it's performing at the weight. The damage it takes getting down to that weight, losing the muscle tissue, not eating properly, sacrificing on your meals, and then hence sacrificing on your strength.
At the Copper Box, you face Aussie Daniel Ammann for the Commonwealth cruiserweight title. What do you know about him?
I had a look on YouTube the other day, and he's a big guy. He's a big lump, he's a big southpaw. So I think he's operated at heavyweight. He's now a cruiserweight. He's a big guy. But if I'm being honest, then my skill and speed, it should be too much for this guy. But I can't take it for granted. Because big left hand to the middle. At this weight, it's going to be dangerous. So just got to keep my eye on the ball. But I love too much for this guy.
You just said then in the press conference that you've got a burning ambition to become a two-weight world champion. Which of those cruiserweight world champions have you particularly got your eye on?
Well, the Sauerlands seem keen to eventually make me and Marco Huck. They, welcomed me up to the cruiserweight division, on Twitter, and they was one of the first ones because they want a big challenger for their champion, and that could be, he's regarded as the number one. And I'd say in a couple of fights' time, I'll be ready to challenge him, and hopefully we're in place to challenge him, and he wants it, hopefully. So I'd love to get that fight.
They also promote IBF cruiserweight champion Juan Pablo Hernandez. They mentioned something in that tweet to you about some sort of Super 6 type tournament doing that cruiserweight. Is that something that would interest you?
Oh yeah, massively. Because every fight then is going to be a massive fight, and that's what I'm in this sport for. Big fights, big challenges, fights where I'm not guaranteed to win. I could get beat potentially, but that's what's going to keep me motivated and keep that desire burning. And that's the fights I want. 50-50 fights, tough fights, and that Super 6 will supply that.
So in terms of your training regime, you mentioned that there was a possibility you'd be moving away from your father Vince as your trainer. Is that still going to be the case? Obviously you're staying with him for this fight, but are you looking at other options after this one?
It's possible, may have to change location, but at the moment, because I'm comfortable where I am, I'm enjoying life where I am, I'm enjoying my training, it's difficult to move away from that, when it has been successful up until the last fight. But he's advising me accordingly. If he thinks there's someone out there who will bring the best out of me, he'll advise me, and likewise, if I spot someone and if I want to go somewhere, I'll do it.
In terms of your training regime and obviously your ability to sort of work in the gym and lift weights and what have you, and your diet, what's going to change about that? Obviously it's quite a big jump to cruiserweight, 1.5 stone around.
Yeah, well, in terms of diet, I can just eat normal now, naturally, instead of sacrificing meals or whatever. And the strength training, I cut all that out towards the end at light heavyweight because I couldn't add any more muscle density because I had to burn that off to make light heavyweight. So now I can bring that in, and that's no doubt going to improve my performance.
What weight are you walking around at now?
I'm on the limit now. I'm on the cruiserweight limit now, so 14.4. So that's just natural.
Do you think what you're going to be looking to do long term is actually put some more muscle on and then sort of move down, or are you just going to sort of stay at the weight you're staying at and just fight at your walking around weight?
I try and remain as natural as possible because I don't want artificial muscle, put muscle on and then potentially lose my speed. So it's got to be natural, and I feel at my natural weight now. I'm performing okay in the gym, so it's a matter of just doing it all naturally.
You mentioned speed there. How important do you think your speed's going to be against sort of the much bigger, sort of sometimes clumsy cruiserweights that are out there?
It's going to be probably my main asset now in this weight division. You know, I've come up from a welterweight. I turned professional at welterweight, and now I'm a cruiserweight. So bring that speed up, and it's going to be a big tool for me.